So we have a jam-packed agenda today. Just to quickly kind of give you all the overview, I'm going to just talk a little bit about day one. We're going to do some highlights from Basecamp, talk about Basenames, the Buildathon, Onchain Content Network, and then I'm going to close with 3 resources for builders, and then we'll have Q&A like we usually do. We're slated to be about 45 minutes, but I don't have a hard stop at 45. So if you folks have more questions, we'll hang around until top of the hour. And so with that, congratulations, everyone. I mean, quickly, can everyone just unmic and give ourselves a round of applause?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Really, really incredible. Like, if I think back to where we were a year ago, it was such a small team of people who weren't really sure what to expect. And over the last year, I think we've been so blown away with the passion and energy and care of all of these other builders all around the world, including all of y'all who are kind of at the core of it, who've come together to make Base what it is. And we're now 1 year in. In 1 year, Base has gone from not existing to having, millions of transactions every day, tens of millions of users, tens of thousands of builders all around the world. And at this point, really being the market leading L2. And not just the market leading L2, increasingly the market leading place for people to build on chain. We saw some data yesterday from Electric Capital, who does this kind of developer report. And that data showed that over the last year, Base has been the fastest growing developer ecosystem. And it is now the second largest developer ecosystem after Ethereum. And Base is Ethereum. And so in many ways, you can kind of think about Base now being the largest developer ecosystem, including Base and Ethereum. And all of that is a result of all of y'all's hard work. And so we have come so far in the last year. And the thing that I want to hammer home for all of you is that it's still day one and our job is not finished. We cannot look at ourselves today and pat ourselves on the back and say, oh, we did it. We have not done it. We are still very much at the beginning of what will be a long journey to bring the entire world on chain. And so what I want to ask from all of you and everyone who's watching this on the recording is that we recommit for year 2. Imagine that we were at the beginning of our journey. Imagine that this was the launch day and that all of us were feeling that same anticipation, that same nervousness, and that same humble chip on our shoulder around we need to show the world what we are made of. And now let's make that how we bring all of our energy into the world for the next year. Because if we keep bringing that energy, we keep bringing that passion, we keep bringing that fire, we are going to be able to make such a huge impact. And we're going to be able to really bring the world on chain and make the world a much better place. So it's still day one. The job is not finished. We're incredibly proud of what we are doing and where we've come. But we have so much more work to do. And that's going to be all of y'all coming together to make it happen. And so with that, I want to kind of talk a little bit about what I always start all these calls about, which is our mission, vision, and strategy. And the reason why I always start these calls with this is because it's so important for us to ground ourselves in why we are doing what we're doing, how we are doing it, and what success looks like. And so the mission and vision remain unchanged. We are building a global on-chain economy that increases innovation, creativity, and freedom. Coinbase for a long time talked about their mission, which was to increase economic freedom globally. We said, okay, that's the Coinbase mission. We're now going to build the economy that makes that possible. And that is the work of Base. And if we're successful in doing that, our vision, the vision for the future, what we believe the world will look like is that the whole world's going to be on chain. 1 million builders, 1 billion users, everyone is going to benefit from this new global on-chain economy, and it's going to let them be more successful in building businesses, be more successful as artists and creators, and live a better life that has increased economic freedom, which lets them, have a happier family, more successful businesses, and be like a more successful, happy person in the world. So that is the vision and mission. In terms of how we get there, the values also remain unchanged for everyone: a bridge, not an island, decentralized and open source, and then of course we're always staying based. And then the strategy, these are the 4 pillars that everything we do ties into. And so if you're on this call, almost certainly you're going to be contributing to one of these pillars. So the first one is we're going to build a really powerful developer platform. This lets people build on-chain on Base in the easy, best way. Second, those folks are going to build apps, and that's going to be this vibrant ecosystem of apps that we nurture and help be successful, help reach more distribution. This is folks like Moonwell and Onboard who are actually giving people a reason to be on-chain. Then with those apps, we're going to see people come together to bring their money on chain, and they're going to foster a really deep capital market. This is kind of all of the value that's going to flow through the Base economy. We want this to be the largest on-chain economy and the center of all of the on-chain economies. And this is, happening with things like the addition of USC and other stable coins. Everything we can do to grow the Base economy is really, really key. And then finally, we can't have any of that, and we can't have a decentralized open global economy unless it's built on a decentralized scalable platform. And so that's the fourth part of the strategy. We're decentralizing, we're scaling to enable everyone everywhere to come on chain. And so as you guys are working, as you're talking to your teams, because I know many of you are leaders who are having similar team meetings with your teams, I would really encourage you to think through, how does your work ladder up to this strategy and then the mission and vision? And how can you articulate your company's mission within the context of the Base mission and vision and strategy? Because if you can do that, what that's going to do is it's going to create kind of a cascade of alignment, which sounds a little bit like jargon, but what I've found is that it's really, really useful to have multiple ways of kind of looking at and talking about the same thing, and to have multiple people reinforcing that the work that we are doing is very important. And so I would really push you all to get that alignment, get that messaging consistency, so you can talk to your team, you can talk to your customers, you can talk to the world about how we are going to bring the world on chain. So that's the mission, vision, and strategy. Next up, we just had an awesome Basecamp, and I want to just quickly give some highlights from it for folks who weren't able to be there. We had about 350 people who came to Idlewild, California. For those who don't know, Idlewild, California is in the mountains outside of Palm Springs. We flew folks in. They got on a bus. A couple of those buses broke down. There was a little trials and tribulation on the way, but everyone made it up into the mountains with big trees, 5,000 feet up. And we kind of brought everyone together to connect. And when we did that, there were two goals that we had. The first was we wanted to kind of share our vision for the world and align everyone around it, so that everyone who was there and everyone who watched can be evangelists for bringing the world on chain. And then the second goal was to bring people together and hopefully kind of strengthen the edges in the graph of base builders, so that when people have stronger edges, stronger relationships between them, they can then go and start things together. They can build things together. They can support each other. And that's going to create more generative creativity that then goes on to enable innovation and accelerate the rate at which the world comes on chain. And so, there we go. And I think we were really successful in that. And like I said, we look back at the year. It was a super successful year. We talked about all of the growth that Base has had. This was really a rallying cry for folks. We also talked about kind of where we're going. Our goal of achieving 1 gigagas, which is our scaling goal, a stage 1 for decentralization by the end of the year, and then launching Basenames, which I'm about to talk about in a second, which we think about as kind of the best way to get on chain for builders, and the one place where you're gonna be able to get everything you need to be an incredible builder on chain. The talks were awesome. And as part of that, we heard from an incredibly based group of builders, some of whom are on this call. Folks like Yele and others talked about how the work that they're doing ladders up into our mission. And I think gave really concrete examples of how on-chain is increasingly not just about speculation, it's about making the world better. We also had a lot of fun. I got dunked in a dunk tank. People did some arts and crafts, a lot of conversations, some cool painting came out of it. And I think folks really got excited about this idea of building a better internet. So if you weren't able to make it, first off, we're sorry. We wanted as many people to be there as we possibly could, but we were constrained on space. We also know that certain folks couldn't make it because of visa issues. but Base is for everyone. So we actually streamed everything, and we're going to be uploading all of the videos on YouTube with great cuts so you can quickly watch them. And if you haven't already watched the summit, I would really encourage you to do that. If you watch it on 1.5 speed, it'll take you about an hour and 20 minutes. And you will learn so much about where we are, where we're going, how you can contribute. And so please take time to watch that summit. And a huge thank you to everyone who joined us in person and to everyone who joined us in the stream. So that was Basecamp. I'm just going to keep rolling, and then we'll do questions at the end. So save questions for the end, and we'll have those at the end. So that's Basecamp. I mentioned it as part of Basecamp, but one of the things that came out of Basecamp that we launched was Basenames. And Basenames are really meant to be your builder identity on Base. So this is simple. It's like a .base.eth name. So I got jesse.base.eth, Tom got tom.base.eth. They vary in price. So if you're getting a 3-letter base name, it's going to cost more. It's 0.1 ETH per year. And if you're getting a 5 or greater letter name, they're going to cost way less. So if it's 10 or more letters, it costs about 30 cents, 0.0001 ETH. If it's 5 to 9, it's 0.001 ETH, which is about $3. And the goal of these base names is really to be the easiest way for you to get started building Onchain. You're going to create your profile. That's going to show your whole builder journey. So you're going to pull in data like your talent score and your Bren tips and your rounds earnings and your Buildathon participation. That's going to let you connect to other builders, figure out people who can be complementary to you. It's also going to simplify a bunch of the user experience, so you can just send money to people more easily, tip people more easily, and all of it is built fully open source, fully on chain, powered by ENS. We're really excited about this. We've been in early access for the last week, where we gave folks access who were at Basecamp, but we are actually going to be opening up general access next week. I'm 99% sure next week, and anyone's going to be able to access it. It is going to start with a Dutch auction because these names are, a valuable asset, and we want to make sure the right people get them. But it's going to happen pretty quickly. So please stay tuned to our socials. We'll be sharing more about base names. And this, the kind of medium-term goal with base names is to make it so there's one place where you can go to get started building on chain. This is where you'll be able to get more funding, universal builder income. It's where you'll be able to connect with other builders when you might need support. And it's where you're going to be able to learn about all the incredible stuff that other people are building, so you can figure out how to help and contribute. So that's base names. We're really excited about it, and we can't wait for everyone here to get their base name, hopefully set it as their display name on Twitter and Farcaster, and rock kind of base as the core part of their identity. Next up, we just finished the Buildathon. This was the largest Buildathon hackathon on chain ever. We had more than 7,500 participants, 1,200 projects, and 250 ETH in prizes. And we actually started at 200 ETH, but we decided to bump it up because we saw so many incredible builds from people in this room. A ton of winners. I think we had 80 different winners across 8 different tracks. And we were so excited about how much energy there was for this Buildathon that we're actually going to be running it back in the second half of this year. We're going to be doing a lot more Buildathons. The thing that's going to be different about these Buildathons is we're actually going to focus them on specific geographical regions. So we're going to be going to a bunch of different parts of the world. Think like Kenya, Nigeria, Argentina, Philippines, and Vietnam. And we're going to be running region-specific Buildathons with region-specific prizes and region-specific support and region-specific conversations and talks so that we can help the folks in each of those parts of the world bring their part of the world on chain. Because what we found is that there's so much energy. There's so much energy to build, but a lot of time people want support. They need help. They need tutorials in their language and in their culture. And so the second half of this year is really going to be all about making it so that everyone can build on chain by giving everyone a kind of localized, personalized experience. of what a Buildathon is. So we're really, really excited about that. If you are excited about Buildathons and you're in some part of the world that would be excited about participating in this, please reach out to Will Binns or Sarah Saradelli or Statuette on Twitter. We're pulling together this plan as quickly as we can, and we're really excited about it. So excited to get to build this with all of you. Two more things, and then we'll turn it over for questions. Onchain Content Network. If you haven't already heard about it, this is something that we launched a couple weeks ago. And the idea is basically getting the things that all of y'all are building. So when you build cool things in the Buildathon or you create Onchain in front of millions of users. And so we've partnered with a ton of different apps, folks like OpenSea and Rainbow and Coinbase and Coinbase Wallet and Layer 3, to make it so you can submit the app that you built in one place. It will get curated and then it'll get put through to all of their homepages. So with one submission, you'll get distribution to, like I think 30 million users who are transacting and kind of acting on chain every month. So this is a really great way to get visibility. We are working on kind of scaling and operationalizing this as fast as we can because there's so much creativity that's happening now. And so please bear with us if things are moving a little bit slow, but would really love everyone here to submit to the registry. It's super easy. You can go to base.org/registry, which will let you submit there, or you can just scan this QR code. We're going to have better and better tooling around this registry that will make it easier for you to submit, make it easier for you to label your contracts so you can tell folks where you want people to transact, how you want people to transact, and over time make it faster for builders to get that distribution that we know is super, super important to get started. So that's the Onchain Summer Registry. Submit here to get started and to get distribution across those surfaces. Okay, and now I have one last thing, and then we'll open it up for questions. And this is, I did some time working with our team to talk about what are the 3 most important things for every Base builder to know and to get started building on Base. And so I want to just quickly talk through them. The first is, how do you connect with the Base community? There's 2 places to do this. One is you should join the Base channel on Farcaster. This is kind of where everyone is sharing what's happening on Base, and the best things are getting algorithmically pushed to everyone's feeds. And then the second is you should join the Base Discord. The developer chat is where other developers are building. Developer support is where you can actually create a ticket, and our team will help you write smart contracts or get your node working. And so if you're looking for help with your project or you're looking to connect with other Base builders, join Farcaster, share what you're working on, and then join Discord to connect with other folks, have conversations, and get started building. So that's the first resource. This is where you connect and get started. The second resource, a lot of people ask me, how do I get funding for the work that I'm doing? Well, we've been working on something that we call universal builder income, which we're rebranding UBI. It's no longer universal basic income. It's now universal builder income. And the idea here is that if you ship something, you should be rewarded. And we're going to build better and better systems so that every week you can show what you shipped, and then we can reward you for that impact. And so the way we're starting is on Farcaster. And so the best way to get funding from Base is to join the /base-builds channel on Farcaster and post what you shipped this week and what impact it had on the Base economy. If you do that every week, you'll automatically get funding. And then we'll also get visibility into your work. And that will let us identify opportunities for more funding through targeted grants, through partnerships, and through investment from Base Ecosystem Fund and other investors in the Base ecosystem. This is basically the way of showing all of the progress that you're making so that we can get you more resources to go even further. And so if you're just getting started and you need funding, join Base Builds, post in Base Builds, and that's the best way to get funding to get started. So that's the second resource. The third resource, the Base editorial style guide. As we bring the world on chain, it's super, super important that we talk to the world in a way that they can actually understand. and the Base team in Coinbase, we've done a ton of work over the last year to figure out what is that way. What do people actually respond to? How do they react to different words? And what is language that really resonates with them and helps them feel comfortable transitioning to this new platform? We have published all of that for all of you. So you can go to github.com/base.org/brandkit, and there's a full style guide that will help you write in a way that will help your business grow faster. And if you use this style guide, it's also going to make it easier for our team to amplify the things that you share. Because talking in a cohesive, shared language helps us land our message more effectively. And so if you're going to reach out to our team and say, hey, can you share this thing? The first thing you should do is make sure that whatever you shared follows the style guide, that you use Onchain instead of Web3, that you spell base with the right capitalization. It's not all caps. That you spell Onchain with the right kind of capitalization. There's no dash, there's no space, and that you talk in a kind of tone of voice that is simple and intuitive and talks about the impact that we're having on the world. If you do all of those things, both your messages are going to land better with the audience that you care about, and the Base team is going to have an easier time amplifying, engaging, and making sure that the stuff that you're doing gets distribution. So please check out the style guide. That's going to help you write in a way that really works for our ecosystem. So just to run through those three things again. To get connected, join the Warpcast channel and Discord. That's where you can connect with other Base builders. To get funding, the best place to start is in /base-builds. Every week, if you ship something, you will get funding. And then to make sure that you're speaking in a language that Base users in the Base ecosystem can understand, leverage the style guide. There's easy tips and tricks to make it so your language resonates with the Base community. And so with that, that's all of the prepared content that I had. I want to open it up for questions from the audience if folks have questions. 1 second, let me just make sure that I get to the Q&A. And I think I'm just actually going to stop sharing, Will, or can you stop me sharing? Just so I can, everyone can have me on the big screen.
Yeah, I think if you terminate the sharing session, I think it'll
Okay,
come.
yeah, I'll stop sharing.
Okay.
Awesome, great. Okay, I see some hands up. So hey, your hand up was first. You want to ask first question? You got to unmic. Hey, so hey, I think you got to unmic if you want to ask a question. Otherwise, I'm just going to jump over. Okay, we'll come back to you. Jose, you want to ask?
Yes. Hey, Jesse, and Will, appreciate you guys having this this session. Super excited to see this become live 24/7 and jump in and build with other builders. And I think it's super cool how you created a culture of builders helping builders like BHB. You know, it's really gone around the community, and I've never seen. I've been in the blockchain space since 2017, and I've never seen an ecosystem as vibrant as this. So congratulations on that. My question is, so we were one of the winners of the Base Buildathon. So thank you for voting for us with Blue Social. I'm here in SoCal. I wanted to come and join at the Onchain Summit, but I wanted to ask and see if there was a way we could partner to essentially power everyone's networking there. Because with Blue Social, it uses Bluetooth to connect people in proximity and reward them with tokens, verifying their real life interactions. I wanted to see if
Awesome.
and ask about that.
Yeah, well, first off, thanks for the kind words. It's all of y'all. Like, we're just getting to be a part of something special here, but it really is special, and so grateful to be with all of you. And congratulations on winning the Buildathon. You know, there's so many people who built awesome things, but that's an incredible achievement. On the Onchain Summit, one note is we're not running the Onchain Summit. That's actually a fully community-led event. So it's being run by the Howard and a bunch of other meme communities in SF. I'm super excited to go. And they actually just put up a billboard, which I think is the first ever billboard in the Bay Area to say Onchain on it. And it was fully funded by the community. And so the best way to check in about kind of like technology usage there would be to ping them on Twitter. They're just, I think, Onchain SF, and they can check in with that. So that's the best next step.
Okay, thank you. And then one last question for like the base builds, the UBI that you guys have created. We've been posting, and I think a few other people in the chat too, we've been posting the base builds almost every week, but then, weren't getting noticed or getting any rewards. I heard it was like automated, and it wasn't like people voting, or how does it work?
Good question. So the way rounds works is you post in there, and then there's kind of an increasing set of people who are algorithmic curators. And so if they like or engage with your content, that's going to get it visible and it's going to get it rewarded. And that set started very small, but it's growing, and the efficacy of the system is growing. And so if we've missed you thus far, it's not intentional. It's just that we're kind of building out these systems. And so would encourage folks this week, if you built something really cool or you just built something substantive and you haven't gotten noticed, please just ping it to me and I'll check it out and like it. And then once you kind of get rewarded, that should make it so that the next time it's easier for you to get visibility and distribution.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Jesse.
Feel free to just DM me the post and I'll take a look at it and send it over the weekend. And I think Base Builds just opened. It's always open Friday, I think at 12 p.m. Eastern time through Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern time, because we like people to kind of recap their week over the weekend.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Jesse, for your time.
Yeah. Thanks, Jose. Iashish, I think you're next.
Hi. Thank you so much, Jesse. Jesse, my question is, for example, if I have a NFT project, which is a handmade called Web3 Punks, specifically for Degen. Now, I was thinking to launch it on Highlights because I'm not a techie. And is it the same thing to launch it on Highlight, which will be on Base? Or do I have to do, or should I be going with a mint page and a smart contract for Base?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I think what you're getting at is does it matter whether you use a custom contract or a kind of out of the box tool like Highlight? No, it doesn't matter. You should launch in whatever tooling is comfortable for you. Highlight's an awesome tool for releasing mints on Base. There's a bunch of other ones, like Zora, Manifold. So really just finding whatever you're comfortable with and using that. That's gonna be the best way to get started. The only thing I might give feedback on is maybe consider having it use Onchain instead of Web3. We've been trying to wind down the Web3 word, but I love the energy.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Yeah, of course. Thanks for being here. Evan.
Hey there, Jesse. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, hear you perfectly.
Thanks so much for your time. So sub to the registry. We post regularly on Farcast, but not so much on Base Builds. So thanks for the helpful tips on that. We'll start doing that there weekly. My question, though, is because we are builders of a non-technical nature focused on an audience of learners at all levels of experience. We do a media, content, a live show, a newsletter, stuff like that is an alternative to the, get rich quick hypey stuff. And we bring a lot of people on chain, but we also do what I would consider the pre-work to get there. So a lot of the documentation, the registry, for example, is oriented towards people who are building explicitly on-chain experiences with things you can mint, connections, transactions, things like that. And for a lot of our audience, the over 40 people, the less technically savvy, who need a little more hand-holding to get there, but I think whose hand-holding is just as important, is there a metric or a measurement that until we get them on chain, even though we're getting them there, that would be helpful or effective for you to report?
Yeah.
How would you like folks like us to talk?
That's a great question. And I totally agree with you. Onboarding those people is super important. And doing that work of creating educational content that can actually reach folks who are currently off chain and help them understand what is on chain and why would they want to benefit from it is super important. It's actually been my top or I guess as we've gone to the second half of the year, I've really been pushing on the Base core team with two things. One is continuing to make Base global, and that's why we're doing the global build-a-thons and going to be increasingly focused outside of the United States. And then the other is getting vertical video content that can get in front of everyday people and figuring out how we scale that. And so the work that you're doing is a top priority for me and the team. In terms of metrics, I think the ultimate end, like kind of conversion, is setting up a wallet, doing things on chain. But I think you're spot on that oftentimes people need more education and like knowledge before they get there. And so we don't have a perfect metric for that. But the thing that we are like starting to index on is basically just like views and likes on traditional platforms. And so we are really encouraging folks to post video content, like vertical video content, on TikTok and Instagram and Shorts. That's where the people are. And if we can get content that actually resonates with them, that goes viral, we think that's going to be hugely impactful. We hope that folks kind of dual post. So they post to those traditional platforms, and then they also post to Dracula or Zora. And we've actually set up universal creator income to go alongside universal builder income. So if you built something, you can post it in base-builds. If you create vertical video content, you can post it in /base-creators. And I think this week we have 1 or 2 ETH of rewards for people who are creating that content. And so it's super important, and really, really love seeing and want to see more vertical video content, and really content of all kinds that educates people and helps them come on chain.
Can I ask you one quick follow-up question, which is
for
for vertical native creators like us, I post video every day. I host a live show. Would it be better to do like one to avoid spam? Would you prefer just like one weekly post summarizing like I did 20 videos, or is it better to post 20? What's better for rounds? Because to be fair, the incentive is compensating.
It's better to do one post that kind of like focuses folks' attention of like, hey, here's our impact. Like this week we like posted 10 videos, it reached 100,000 views. Here they are, you know, and like you can kind of put them below the fold. And then if you're not getting like visibility or engagement, send it to me and I'll like it, and that should get it more distribution, and then it'll kind of take care of itself.
Okay. Thank you. We're talking to Statuette about it, and hopefully we look forward to having you on the Rise Up Morning Show to talk to our audience soon. Thank you very much.
I can't wait. And Statuette's like the point of contact for all the creator stuff. So if other folks are interested in that, reach out to Statuette on Warpcast. Aqua Shark, you're up next.
Hey, how's it going? I love what you're doing. Base is Ethereum. And I love the vision and how it's shaping up. So I'm building a trading terminal on Base and Ethereum, and our current onboarding flow is you connect with an EOA and then deposit ETH into your new smart wallet. You have to create a trading wallet for our platform. So we're finding out that like the easiest way for a new person to create a wallet is probably the smart wallet. And then we're running into a bit of a hurdle there with like, how do you get ETH into that wallet? So I guess my question is, what's the process like buying ETH with smart wallet? And then does Coinbase lock it up for, I think it was like a week for new accounts?
Great question. Well, thanks for building on Base. So first thing to say is like we one second. Oh, there. We are in like, if folks are building new experiences and trying to onboard new users, we spent the last 9 months building the smart wallet, and it's the easiest way to onboard new users. That said, the current version of the smart wallet is like the most MVP of MVPs. We pushed so hard to ship it before Onchain summer so that we could get it out in the wild and start getting feedback from people. But we shipped it knowing that there's a lot of broken stuff about it. The on-ramps aren't good. It's not obvious to users. It's not yet integrated with the Coinbase wallet app. So like people have 2 wallets and they're massively confused about that. It doesn't handle well with the extension. Like we know there are a ton of rough edges, but the team is working super hard to polish all those edges. And it's just going to get better and better and better. So a recent example of this is like when we launched the smart wallet, there were all of these like screens that were kind of unnecessary as you were onboarding new users. They like were trying to take you to fund your wallet. Like they kept hanging around. We've now cut all those out. If you go through onboarding now, it's way faster. When you sign transactions, we've cut out multiple screens. And our goal is to make it so it's the fastest, easiest, cheapest, best way for anyone to come on chain and anyone to transact. And so this morning, actually, I was just reviewing designs from the team where they are making it so as part of any transaction flow, a user will be able to add a debit card or a credit card, connect their Coinbase account to instantly spend. So then there's no like, you don't need to do an on-ramp or anything. Like it just works. And that's really what we're pushing towards. Ideally, the smart wallet is a like clean interface for builders where you can integrate this wallet, you can send transactions to the wallet, and it will handle all of the complexity. It'll handle making sure users have a safe, secure recovery plan. It'll handle helping them onboard their funds. That way you can focus on building your app and we can focus on optimizing the crap out of letting users use your app. And so that's like going to come fast, like very fast. And so I hate to say like just wait, but like that would kind of be my recommendation. Is like integrate the smart wallet, give us feedback, share feedback in Discord. I think Tina's probably on the call. She's probably listening to this right now. And the team's just going to like iterate every week to make it so that the on-ramps work really well.
All right, awesome. Love the vision. Excited to see it. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thanks, Aqua. Jose?
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jose number 2 here. So first of all, amazing work that you guys been doing. I keep telling people that they don't understand fully the scope of what you're trying to achieve, and they'll be impressed. And I think all that are here are seeing that firsthand. So really congrats. And like what the other Jose was saying, I've also been in the space for some time, and it's the first time that we see a clear vision on crypto to tackle the masses. So really good job on that. My question is very short, is regarding the Onchain registry. We applied last week. I know it's not immediately, and that's fine. Just to get the feeling of a timeline on when we can expect some contact or something.
Yeah. So I'm not quite sure on timelines right now, but I think it's like generally like we're in like the 7 to 14 day SLA in terms of engaging. So one note on the on-chain registry is not everything that gets submitted is going to get distributed across everything. Like there's only so much kind of like space that we can do, and so but we're trying to make it so at least everyone gets some distribution across a bunch of different surfaces, and that we definitely close the loop. And so I hear you that maybe we haven't gotten back. I know Will is on the call, and I think Juan is also probably on the call, who's running the registry. And so we'll dig in, and if you don't hear back in a couple weeks or in like another week, like let me know.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much, guys.
Sweet. Thanks, Jose. Let's see if Tai, are you here?
Yo, GM, everyone. Thank you, Jesse. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay. BM.
All right,
GM.
real quick. Thank you very much. I'm coming from the perspective of a community builder. I noticed it's mostly tech individuals that are here. I'd like to make an improvement on the fact that, okay, in fact, I'm very lucky to be here because for the past 3 weeks, I've been trying to connect with the base team on how to onboard a couple of individuals from my demographic. You know, there's no route onboarding like from the grassroots whereby you get users and community come on the chain and spread the good news and get to use all the things you're building. Yeah, you get me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm just trying to make sure I understand what you're saying. Are you saying you need like more tools for helping onboard folks and more resources?
No, actually, I am a space host, and I'd really appreciate to have you on my space one of these days, whereby you get to communicate and educate my community, because I believe, just like myself, there are individuals who have a lot of questions, and furthermore, I do host IR events whereby we get to onboard individuals from the grass level and tell them about the whole ecosystem itself. And also, I have a question. It seems Base doesn't have a domain name yet, because I've been trying to mint a couple of ones and see.
Yep. So first off, on the like spaces attendance, I can't commit to coming to any individual space. What I can say is every first Friday of the month we host this meeting, Base Builders, and it's open to everyone. And so if folks want to kind of like connect and ask questions, this is a great opportunity for them to do that. And so I'd really encourage you to like encourage folks to come here. That said, sometimes I end up being free and I like pop through spaces and just say hi. And so feel free to DM it to me on Warpcast or Twitter, and I'll try my best. But you know, a lot of things going on, so I can't make any promises on that. On the Basenames component, Basenames aren't open to everyone yet, but they will open up for everyone next week. And so stay tuned for more there, and everyone's gonna be able to claim them. And there's a bunch of ways that people will be able to also get free Basenames. So if you have a Coinbase verification, if you participate in the Buildathon, if you have a bunch of other kind of NFTs, you're gonna get a free Basename for the first year, which is awesome.
All right, so real quick, are you there?
Yeah.
All right, real quick, is there a provision for gets to write create content for onboarding communities, and where you get to provide a particular skill set of information for individuals who are newly coming on board?
Yeah, the best way to do that is to create whatever content you want and like video or whatever, and then post it in the /base-creators channel and share the impact that you made. And you'll be rewarded for that and get more resources to do it. Awesome. Thanks, Ty.
All right.
I'm gonna keep on moving with Jimmy. Thank you so much for your hard work onboarding people. Jimmy?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay.
Hey guys, it's Jimmy from Chomp. Just wanted to show you guys some merch.
Yeah, I love it. My Chomp card.
And then here's this one.
Nice. Base, that's a sick hat.
Yeah, so Jimmy from Chomp here. We're creating some cool, dope merch. I think there's a disconnect from the meme coin side. I really want to be part of Basecamp. I sent an email. I try to get on the merch store and try to get these cool products out to the public. But I think there's a disconnect because with meme coins, this is where I know everybody here is developing on Base and creating the tools, but I feel like there could be a better way for the meme coin projects to better utilize the tools that all the developers are creating, right? So we want to amplify it in certain ways. I think right now we use a lot of the Zora stuff for on-chain mint, and we're getting a lot of transactions. Right now we're doing a special Magic Eden open edition. It's being featured on Coinbase right now, but we'd really like to amplify this so that we can bring the crypto adjacent guys from Solana and all the other NFT communities to come over and come on Base. I feel like I think there needs to be a way to amplify our achievements, but because I know right now with Base, you guys are amplifying the things that are being created, but we would really love a way for the meme coins to get more publicity in a sense to actually push things on chain.
Yep, heard. Well, first off, I think memes are a really important part of the on-chain economy, and we see that they're onboarding a ton of folks. If you've created cool swag, I'd encourage you to submit it to the swag store on Coinbase Wallet. They've kind of built a whole decentralized swag store, so worth submitting it there. And then, yeah, we're always looking for opportunities to kind of like surface the great work that folks are doing. The best thing that you can do is figure out how to and really like do work that onboards new people and then share that impact, whether it's in Base builds or Base creators or on Twitter. You know, the more you can clearly show, hey, here's how we brought a whole new set of people on chain, I think the easier time we're going to have amplifying and kind of telling that story. A really great example of this was like a meme called Moshi the other day that did a whole kind of like onboarding experience in Berlin where they got ice cream and they videoed it and they kind of brought new people on chain. I'd love to see more of kind of that, where it's like taking people in the real world and kind of bringing them into this new on-chain economy. But thank you so much for your hard work, and I love the swag. Rare.
GM, Jesse, appreciate you taking the time to chat to everyone. Just want to quickly introduce Tribally, social platform for gamers. We've been going a while now. We have 70K users, 20K MAU, 5 to 6K DAU. And this morning actually started announcing our first partnerships with other base builders. Very quickly, if there's
Awesome.
anyone building games, please feel free to reach out. Rare Axes on Twitter. Maybe if you want to ping us tribally on Farcaster, you can get hold of me in many different ways. We have just started rolling out base partnerships, as I mentioned, and alongside that, we're starting to push people into the Coinbase smart wallet. We've actually got a partnership announcement going out tomorrow with Cattown. We know they work very hard with you guys on spinning up that wallet, so we're going to include something in there.
Here.
Yeah, I saw Crunkles. He caught me shilling the partnership a day early in the chat, so I'm going to get told off afterwards. My question for you really was, I caught the very end of the base names. So if there's any documentation around that, I'd love to take a peek, because if we can build that into Tribally somehow, we'd absolutely love to do so. And we can encourage adoption from our users everywhere.
Base.org/names. They're going to go to like general availability next week. And we're actually working, and I don't know exactly when this will happen, but we're going to have an on-chain kit component that will let people register base names and earn like a referral fee for registering base names. And so if you're interested in helping people register a base name as part of your onboarding flow, please reach out to Tina He, who's FKPXLS on Twitter. I don't know if she's on the call, but she's twitter.com FKPXLS. She's building on-chain kit and thinking about like how we package that up for folks. And then also Ria Ka does twitter.com/Ria Ka. She'll help with that. It looks like we got time for 3 more questions, so I'm going to call it here. We're going to do Coco, then we're going to do Base Minecraft, then we'll do Sohei. So Coco.
Hello, can you all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. BM brands. I was using friends before, but I realized I should be using. All right. So BM brands. I just want to say I'm excited to be the midst of amazing builders here, and with JC talking also. I'm so excited, so energetic. In fact, it feels like I was born with so much energy inside of me. So I'm excited to give all of that energy to the Base ecosystem. And so far so good. I'm so happy that I've been making so much progress. I do participate in hackathons quite a lot. I do hackathons from hackathons to hackathons. Sometimes I win, sometimes I don't win. But basically I just build, move on to the next hackathon. But Base, it wasn't possible with Base. I participated in the hackathon and I stick to Base. I couldn't find myself moving to something else or focusing on something else. I just had to focus fully on Base ecosystem because I literally what's going on in the Base ecosystem. Bringing the traditional finance on chain, but with 10 times more cheaper. If in Nigeria now, if you're paying around for your OPay account, like on Base, you could pay it cheaper than that. We had our community call at Base Africa yesterday, whereby we had some of the members onboarded and create an atmosphere whereby we can all work together and collaborate. And we had some people like giving insights into Base. We had Casey Pele talking about Base and what he's doing. So I just want to say that I'm so excited to be part of this on-chain movement. On-chain movement is a movement that can never be stopped. I am bullish and I'm so energetic. And we are pushing very hard at Base Africa to onboard the full African economy on-chain, because Africans, we are energetic. So if we can bring every builder on Africa to on-chain, then there's so much that's going to happen. It's going to be massive. So we want to keep on pushing and onboarding on-chain. Onboarding them, allow them to be chain, allow them to perform transactions on chain, and they post about it. Thank you.
Amazing. Well, I love your energy, BM. Thank you for your service. Thank you for onboarding people. This sort of organic, like builder energy of people just raising their hand and saying, I'm going to be the one who onboards my community, my country, my continent on chain. It is so, so, so important. And so thanks for being a great leader, Coco. Base Minecraft.
Hey, what's up? My name's Bobby Whip. I'm the guy who made Base Minecraft, and I'm just really excited that we're able to bring so many projects together. We're having this. If you're a meme coin and you feel like you're not having the ability to reach out, reach out to me. We're doing a project where we're going to have bosses that reward people's meme coins in our game, and we're trying to just get as many people on board as possible. But I have a question. So Jesse, I just made my first play to earn game around 60 days ago for Onchain Summer, and I was just requested to speak at the Onchain Summit about play to earn gaming, which is absolutely insane. If I get confirmed, is there anything you'd want me to say or any advice so that I could stay based in the heat of the moment?
I love it. Well, awesome. First off, I love Base Minecraft. It's so cool. Thanks for building it. And I love that you're like working with meme communities, and it is a great opportunity. If there's meme communities who are excited about getting more distribution, reach out to Bobby. They're building some cool meme stuff in the game. In terms of what to say, like I would probably like my whole thing with kind of play to earn is I feel like at times it's kind of gotten distorted towards or like too far towards earn and not enough towards play. Like games are supposed to be fun and they're supposed to be something that people love doing. And if people can earn as a result of them, that's great. But if it's people just like doing these things kind of mindlessly, I don't think that that's great. And I think that's something that you have kind of struck a really nice balance with is like people love Minecraft. And this is a new way of playing Minecraft that has an economy built into it. And that's bringing about new kinds of playing, new kinds of relationships between players. And that is so exciting. And so I guess like the message that I would have for builders is like focus on building a great game and using the on-chain tools to make it even better. And if you do that, like you're going to have a great time.
Sweet. I love it. Thank you so much, Jesse.
Awesome. Okay. One last question from Sohei, and then we're going to wrap it up.
Hi, everyone. My question, Jesse, is I'm so excited about the global hackathons. I'm currently running the Amsterdam meetup for Base. We'll be having the next one will be in about 2 weeks. How can I get involved in holding the Base Global Hackathon in Amsterdam?
Yeah, Buildathon. Well, first off, thanks for hosting Basecamp. I assume that's you. I've been following them. I've been following them from afar, and I love Amsterdam. Both my brothers lived in Amsterdam for a long time, so I've spent a bunch of time there. And it's so important. The work that people are doing right now, hosting base meetups all around the world, is so important because it's what brings in new builders. It's what gives them a sense and a taste of all of this incredible energy that all of us are getting to experience today. And every day we connect with other base builders, and it's what's going to help us bring the world on chain. So thank you for that. In terms of participating in kind of like the global buildathons later this year, stay tuned. Follow us on Twitter. We'll be sharing more information on that soon and finding ways for folks to get involved. The best way to kind of like build towards that is to continue hosting base meetups. And we have a whole kind of process for that where you can get funding. Let me just post this here. If you meetup grant, you can get funding for hosting a base meetup. And then if you're not already, go into your language channel on Farcaster. If you go to baseworld.org, you should be able to find your language channel and share stuff about base, share your thoughts about base in your natural language, and invite your friends who speak your language into that channel. I know that Amsterdam is a place that speaks a lot of English, but I also know that I'm blanking on the language of Netherlands. Dutch, thank you. I know that there's also a lot of people who speak Dutch there. And so I would really encourage folks to get active in your language channels, continue hosting base meetups, and continue just being a base leader. If you do all those things, as we kind of scale the number of buildathons that we are running, we will be in touch with you, and we'd love to get you more of a platform and get you contributing.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you for asking. Thanks for being here. With that, we're going to wrap this up. Thank you, everyone, for celebrating Base's 1-year birthday today. If you haven't already seen it, there's a pretty cool Base Day 1 mint that we're doing on Zora right now. It's open for 24 hours. It's just a cool little image. Those mints now cost 30 cents. So just a fun thing to be a part of. Go mint that and keep building and stay based. And I'll see you at Onchain Summit if you're going to be at Onchain Summit. If not, I'll see you on the internet, and I'll see you at our Base Builder Friday, the first Friday of every month. Thanks, everybody.